Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bregaton. Let's play some more extractiums. So we can go back here. Let's go back and see if I can pass that awareness check. I don't think that I can because I failed the other checks. But I really hate to leave loot behind. If I recall, there is a correct item there. Or correct. If I recall correctly, there's a unique item there.
Is there money to be made?
We're a significantly higher level than we were last time.
You interrupted my thoughts.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Well, we gave it a shot. Alright, Plasteel and Xenotech. Acolytes of the Cult Mechanicus have reported a disturbing incident. All Vox systems in the middle deck started broadcasting otherworldly sounds, whistling a haunting melody. The strains of monstrous music drove people into a frenzied dance that could not be stopped. Several hours later, the Vox devices fell silent, and the dancing crew members fell lifeless. The area was cleared, and the bodies of the deceased were disposed of with the necessary precautions. The material releases from its grip this time. Alright, so we can jump to there. It's full of extractiums. We can jump over here, which does not have an extractium on it. So we'll just hop that way. Huh, that's weird. So if I exit out, it throws me in there anyway. So I'll try and back out and level up first to make the fight a little easier. Not that it's going to be difficult, mind you.
I always have a backup plan.
I don't shoot this one first, because I'm pretty sure if I shoot that, it starts combat. I'd rather start
What
combat closer
is
to
it?
the enemies.
Grovel before the true power of humanity.
There is only death, yours or mine. I am not your Caesar.
Only 30 damage. Well, better than no damage.
I would that I could.
Alright, he dies on his next turn. And then spawns into 2 blue horrors.
Accepted.
Let's click that. Oh no, come on. I succeeded.
For the throne's glory.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I tried.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Indeed.
Taking calculated risk is in my second nature. I'll see to it personally. The best defense is a good offense. Your reckoning is due. You should have thought twice before crossing me.
If it serves your cause.
That was a waste of a medkit.
That's alright, you can take a hit.
If I...
Bella's in her element now.
As honor ordains. Trust me. Killing brings me no pleasure. Caught by the web, as the tenets. I shall not fail,
Wow, 3 parries.
as honor ordains. Trust me. This goes against the tenets. As honor ordains.
Those guys are just too good. Parries and dodges all day.
I will not die in dishonor.
Which is fine. I mean, she did tear through, what, 5 other demons?
One of us would be enough. I'll take it as a price.
Frex Prioris!
The order is clear. No heretic escapes punishment.
An offering of blood.
Naturally. Let's see to it.
Good, I didn't want to land that hit either.
Holy terror, smite your enemies.
Why in the world?
Be gone.
There we go. Good job, Heinrichs.
Victory is imminent.
I'll make it. You never stood a chance. Consider this a taste of what's to come. I'll see to it personally. You should feel honored to witness this. I'll make it happen. The best defense is a good offense. Who, if not me? I always get the job done. On it. Your end was inevitable. I'll see to it.
Oh, I finally missed one.
Aim for the heart next time.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Alright, 5 Promethium, that's a good pickup. Again, not that we really need the resources at this point, but hey. Sure can't hurt. Especially since we will need them later. Alright, let's check in. So Faustone and Janus should both be complete. No, Janus... Here we go. Your Lordship, Janus is reporting about a disaster. Ghostly Xenos figures that appear at dusk and go away at dawn. In a ravenous swarm, they attack one agricultural facility each night, freezing everything they touch. The attacks take place in the complexes closest to the uncontrolled sector of the planet, where nature itself has turned against us. And we got provisions. What do we know about these wraiths? Not much. They're incorporeal and difficult to discern, but they happen to have Eldari features. The spirits draw the warmth out of humans, plants, and inanimate objects, but it seems that they do not hunt consciously, rather they simply do not notice anything in their way. At dawn, they dissolve into mist. The wraiths also differ among themselves. Some are as dark as the void, and others shine like the stars in the night sky. What is spawning these wraiths? Is it the corrupted sector? It is likely. They gather at its borders at the break of dawn and whirl in a wild dance, howling and destroying all living things. They disperse into thousands of fading flashes. The agricultural facilities that happen to be in the way of their dance fall into disrepair. Something is not right. The Wraiths appear on the planet's outskirts and rush toward the heart of the contaminated region instead of invading from within it. Furthermore, the differences may suggest that there are two groups of Wraiths opposing each other. What think my advisors? When dealing with Xenos, one should be prepared for the manifestation of all sorts of ominous mysteries. There's a whole cast of specialists among the cold traders who use rituals to expel spirits from Xeno artifacts. Perhaps we should ask these Xeno Whisperers. After certain events on board, I became interested in ghosts. I bought a book on footfall, an illegal one of course, that describes a so-called ritual of silence. It's said to be able to pacify violent spirits on the scale of an entire world, but I can't vouch for the safety of this ritual. Instead of relying on wicked ways to solve these problems, it'd be better to turn to our good priests. There are skilled exorcists in the ecclesiarchy who know how to drive out dark spirits. So Jai costs us 1 profit, or requires 1 profit factor. We get Spirit Drape. The wearer's non-attack psychic powers cost -1 AP less during the wearer's first turn of combat. That's pretty good for Heinrichs. Adira will give us -1 security and Strange Shard. Gain +10 lore warp and 15 lore Xenos. And Argenta will get Mysterious Sliver. Whenever the wearer uses a major psychic power, they gain 16% to all psychic power damage until the end of their next turn, and -1 complacency. And maybe use Jai. I don't know. Argenta's probably the best roleplay option since I'm an arbitrator. I probably did that the first playthrough. So, Jai. Find your Xeno Whisperers and have them exorcise the spirits. Of course, Shireen. Jai Haidari has friends everywhere. A group of suspicious characters covered in talismans arrived on Janus. After seeing the Dance of Ghosts firsthand, they conferred, and then made a short trip into the jungle. They later returned, their numbers diminished, loaded with ancient Eldari obelisks stolen from the ruins. Locals have called the obelisks installed in the agri complexes a blessed miracle. The energy resonance of the obelisks has formed intangible domes providing shelter against the wraiths. Good. Alright, so Janus is done. Dargonis is done. Vibo 6 is done. Kiava Gamma. Lord Captain, after the unsealing of Lady Theodora's secret workshop on Kiava Gamma, an epidemic of mysterious tech leprosy has broken out. Augments mutate into distorted forms, killing their hosts. Machines and even entire assembly halls break apart into fragments that devour each other, fusing into grotesque and insane forms. The Omega-18 Manufactorum, the epicenter of the epidemic, is cordoned off, but the disease will burst out of there sooner or later. What is known about this disease? We've not faced anything like this before. The plague only affects mechanisms, forcing them to transform and lose all functionality. No one has been able to provide insight into the nature of this disease, or how it found its way into Lady Theodora's secret workshop. It is possible that some secret research is being carried out there. I wish to listen to the suggestions of my advisors. The eradication of the infection is the highest priority, but to completely eradicate the Manufactorum serving as the epicenter is to inflict serious damage to the resource supply. This unit, I can propose another method of purging. However, the sacraments of the Omnissiah that are available to me cannot be revealed to the laity. I ask that you place your trust in me. Shireen, do not be so hasty with this purge. This phenomenon may be of interest to other specialists. There are many who do not agree that all knowledge belongs solely to cogs. What appears to be a plague could hold amazing possibilities. If we could isolate the Manufactorum and let these inquisitive minds inside, they would happily compensate us for the loss of production capacity. I've suppressed 18 different epidemics aboard the flagship, and our officers have experience in setting up quarantines. We'll send them to Kiava Gamma to lead the Tech Purgator squads. They will not return from the epicenter until the infection is eradicated and the preventative exclusion zone is taken down. Even metal dies eventually, scarred by corrosion. Combat those who have stripped away their flesh and replace it with machinery. The Bloodspun Web has procured a remedy, an acidic compound that burns through steel. We stand ready to help. to burn out this tech leprosy. So Pascal will give us refugees from the Lost Manufactorum. The tech priests who survived the tech leprosy outbreak have proven their worth and thus earned the right to serve aboard the Rogue Trader's ship. Plus 20 to all Void Shield sectors. That's really good. Cabela will give us Demise of Metal. Our allies deal 10% more damage to machines and targets with the Reject the Flesh feature. A secret compound donated by the Bloodspun Web serves as a formidable weapon against any creature made of metal. That will come in handy later. Abelard, Healer of Metal. Enemies suffer minus 5% to their armor penetration. The Omnissiah's favor is with the Vanquisher of the Tech Leprosy epidemic. Orjai will give us +1 profit factor, 5,000 Caspalic Commission reputation. Vessel of Tech Leprosy. Consumable. So deals shock damage, 30% armor penetration. It also inflicts 2 stacks of Perplexed until the end of combat. At the start of each of the target's turns, it gains an additional 1 stack of Perplexed. And -1 efficiency. I'll probably just do Pascals. Do as you wish, Pascal. You have my permission. Your request is accepted. I shall withdraw to perform the sacrament. The tech priests, armed with a mysterious device they assembled according to the instructions of Magus Hanuman, enter the bowels of the Manufactorum. What happened there is unknown. Reports speak of a blue and green flash that illuminated the Manufactorum, and the epidemic subsided overnight. The distorted mechanisms were honorably melted down, and so were the bodies of the dead tech priests who carried the machine of Magus Hanuman, as well as the burnt remains of the machine itself. The eminent Magus refused to comment on his chosen method of purging, calling it a revelation of the Omnissiah that he himself could not comprehend before it left him. Many of the tech priests who had once maintained this Manufactorum were left without a function, and transferred to serve aboard the Rogue Trader's ship. More profit factor, we have to check in with our factions. A decree on diligence. Issuing this decree will significantly tighten production quotas, dooming laggards to being processed into corpse starch, which will encourage the most diligent servants. Cost 2 people, we lose 1 complacency, gain 2 efficiency, and we also gain 2 provisions, mechanisms, and weapons. Phlogiston and Prometheum right there. And 2 plastials. Okay. Let's hop over here. I don't remember this event. I'm sure we've done it before. 6 Prometheum, that's pretty good. According to the ancient chronicles and maps handed to you by the Pilgrim, oh that's right, this icy planet used to be a prosperous imperial colony. However, a sharp change in its trajectory, brought upon by the warp anomaly raging in the system, caused the world to distance itself from the local star. In less than a decade, the planet's surface was completely encased in ice, sealing a wealth of machines and artifacts of the Imperium inside a glacial tomb. Use the augurs to scan the planet. It looks like the Pilgrim's records were true. Your augurs managed to locate the shapes of several Imperial buildings under layers of snow and ice, though one can only guess what purpose they used to serve. Develop a plan for changing the planet's climate without support from the Imperium. After deliberating, the senior officers unanimously decided that only the Adeptus Mechanicus possessed the technologies required for a project of such a massive scale. The Rogue Trader should contact the representatives in the Kronos Expanse and secure further future cooperation. I think melting the ice. Rogue Traders turn to the sublime minds of the Magi Explorators. May they employ the blessed machines of the Adeptus Mechanicus to melt the centuries-old layer of ice encasing a lost and forgotten Imperial world. What would be an unbearable burden for a commoner, just another task for a servant in the Omnissiah. The Explorators offer prayers to the machine spirits as they prepare for this unorthodox planetary scale mission. Cost 3 Phlogiston and 3 Prometheum. The crew is treated to an amazing sight. The Armory world, which spent decades under layers of tightly packed ice, blooms before them like a carpet of black flowers, revealing hundreds of Imperium supply bases amidst the melting snow broth. They are practically untouched by time. And we can pillage and then report it, right? Pillage the world using scouting and assault troops. We got quick firing last pistol. First shot's cost is decreased by 1 AP. First attack of this weapon in combat does not set attacks on cooldown. Emerald Cherubring. This ring grants the wearer +5 bonus to fellowship. It also increases resolve by 1. And 2 mobile extractiums. Oh. Yeah. Go ahead and grab weapons. 5 weapons. Fantastic. And we'll hop up here. While traveling through the Immaterium, the crew on duty in Loading Bay 7 heard what sounded like the hissing of a giant snake. The terrified workers sent out a Vox message, then locked themselves in a shipping container and welded it shut. The response team sent to the bay found no signs of warp activity. Unfortunately, by the time they arrived, the workers had suffocated. The ship left the hostile Immaterium and returned to real space. Alright, so we'll do this and we'll probably hop to the back on ship. Well, we have a couple things to do, actually. Grab the plasteel. Plasteel. 7 plasteel, so 9 in the system. That's pretty good. Kiava Gamma. The decree on diligence is completed. Now we can do Inferno. Well, we can't. We don't have flawless servitors. The Magus Metallurgicus are proposing a massive tectonic plate detonation to awaken the planet's great volcanoes. Smelting shops housed inside their flaming vents can produce plastic of incredible purity. The earthquakes, tectonic instability, and ash clouds that will forever envelop the sky of Kiava Gamma are a small price for such a success. But we can do Unwelcome Guests or Armored Rage. Kiava Gamma will be granted a sacred writ authorizing the production of war machines. Amid the solemn flickering of lumens, fierce machine spirits of battle tanks, armor transports, and artillery cannons will awaken, craving the blood of heretics and Xenos. Fangs of Janus macro weapons. Short-range broadside plasma macro cannons which fire 6 shots, dealing 22 damage per shot. That's pretty good. Or Unwelcome Guests. Interesting. Alright. So, Instability Detonator. This item grants its wearer +5 bonus to tech use. Once per battle, can be used to immediately remove all bleeding, burning, or toxin effects from enemies in a 10-cell radius. These enemies receive 5 impact damage with 20% armor penetration. A mysterious explorer ship, the Hexaltation, has landed on this world's surface. The tech priest graciously informed the authorities that they have taken control of nearby manufactorums in order to perform the rites of ship maintenance, and made servitors of the worker units deployed there. The servants of the Omnissiah requested enormous quantities of priceless materials without saying a word as to the purpose of their visit or the details of their mission. They've expressed their gratitude for the assistance and vaguely promised a reward commensurate with the Planetary Authority's contribution. Interesting. I'm probably going to go with Armored Rage. So blocks Inferno and Unwelcome Guests. Cost 2 adamantine, 1 mechanisms, and 3 plasteel. And obviously we had to do Vigil of the Tech Guards. We'll get the Fangs of Janus macro weapons, which we've already read about, 2 profit factor, 3 weapons, and 2 security for the Protectorate. Sweet. The command bridge received an alarming Vox message from the quartermaster. Some of the provisions and drinking water have gone bad and continue to worsen, teeming with fat gray maggots. However, the ship's air remains undefiled by the rank odor, and the maggots sometimes completely vanish from sight. Should we get rid of the affected stores? I'm going to go with negative on that one. And make sure the contamination is not a mere illusion. At first glance, the provisions are hopelessly ruined by scabs and disgusting larvae. But looking away makes the squirming filth vanish into thin air. Yet another deception of the warp, thought the Lord Captain. Proved right when the vessel arrives in real space. Oh, that's right, I need to level up and check out the factions, so we gain more profit factor. I've seen this one in a little while.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries. I'll make an example out of you.
Your Emperor won't save you! Out of my way!
Vengeance will be swift.
If it serves your cause. This tedium is beneath me. I am not your zenith.
I won't go down easy.
It's as good as another enemy down. That's how it's done. I'll make it happen.
I serve the ruinous powers!
My reckoning will be
Chaos
swift.
guides me!
I will leave footprints of scarlet. There is only death, yours or mine.
Bodies decay! Death to the weak!
I won't go down easy.
Alright, get him, buddy.
It won't take long. Understood.
I should die to bleeding next turn anyway, but just to be safe.
Stories in decline.
It will be done. An exemplary strike.
Stinking corpses.
I will do my duty. Gray hair, sure hair. Indeed.
I will not die in dishonor.
I understand your I deal death with my hands. I am not your zenith.
I saw somebody over here, right? Oh, all the way over there. And we missed. Oh well.
I serve the ruinous powers.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Oh, that was easy.
Death to non-believers! Be my
Just a
great
minor
words,
setback.
masters!
I bring mercy and retribution.
Oh, let me see that guy over there.
Scorn the pain.
Ugh, my ears are ringing.
Your end was inevitable.
How do I get out of this area? Oh, there it is. Alright, so we'll return to the void ship, and, well, we're on the void ship now, but we'll go to the bridge, more about leveling up and checking with the factions. After we place our extractiums. I think we only have 2 left anyway. I mean, we're out of extractiums. Didn't mean to exit the system. I'll actually sit here for a minute. Oh yeah, we got the this should be an upgrade. Yeah, the 99. Yeah, it's better than the Ecuador. Go ahead and slap that into cargo. All right. Oh, one thing. Here we go. Back to the bridge. Alright, we'll level up first. Sure. Warrior gains a Slash ability, which costs 0 AP and has 1 charges for the current round. Slash cannot be used in the same round as Charge. Slash, the warrior dashes through an enemy to the cell on the enemy's opposite side and makes a melee attack with a 50% reduced damage. Be applied only once for 1 target per round, does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Or we can do Reckless Strike, that forces them to attack me. Actually, that's really good with my character's build. We don't need to read this again because everybody has it. I think Coercion is my primary. 80. 89. Carouse. Carouse is my primary. Too many C words, man. I will give him breakthrough, though. And athletics, right? Yeah, good enough. Doesn't really matter. Bella. Acrobatic artistry. The Blade Dancer immediately returns to the cell where they started their turn. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Blade Dancer used death from above this turn. This movement repeats all uses of this ability in reverse. Absolutely. Why did I not read that before? Though this one, Oath of Vengeance, is a little bit more thematic for her role in the party. She's supposed to be, you know, our shadow or sword. So this ability costs 24 wounds to use. The Blade Dancer selects an ally. Until the end of combat, attacks made by the Blade Dancer against enemies who have already attacked that ally gain 70% critical hit chance and 34% critical damage. This ability can be used multiple times per turn, but the bonuses do not stack. Let's grab that instead, especially since my main character is a tank. So he's taunting and becoming the priority target for, well, everybody. We'll do Medicae on her. It also gives her more wounds. Alright. So Rapid Fire does nothing for him. Controlled Shot's pretty good with the shotgun. And Trench seems pretty good too, but Controlled Shot, it costs AP, which is problematic. I'm going to grab it anyway. The soldier gives a sign they are about to open fire. The soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. And probably demolition on him. Need a demolition expert. Heinrichs. Why is this blocked? This is what I want. This is the sword ability I've been talking about. I need Hammer the Emperor or Light of the Emperor. Ah, okay. So Hammer the Emperor. Is affected by the Word of the Emperor. Gain Hammer the Emperor effect. Next time they deal damage, this damage is increased by 27 and the effect is removed. Psychic power can only be used while there's at least one ally affected by Word of the Emperor, which we use all the time. Light of the Emperor. Allies affected by Word of the Emperor are healed for wounds. It can only be used while there's at least one ally affected by Word of the Emperor. Alright, Hammer of the Emperor. Purge Soul is also pretty good. We'll probably do Lord Xenos on him, which is redundant with Iliad, but it's fine. Joint Analysis. Until the operative's next turn, their allies' attacks also remove exploits and deal 3 more damage. And probably Awareness on her. Adira. Precognition. Once per round, the Psyker's next turn is moved up by 2 turns in the round initiative sequence. This ability may allow the Psyker to have 2 turns during 1 round. Yeah, can't beat that. Awareness on her as well. Though Lore Warp is also an option. It doesn't seem like she understands the warp that well. But she has good awareness, because has precognition. Concentrated Fire. The next ranged area attack made by the soldier... Does that count as burst? You know, I don't know. Dash isn't bad, and it costs 0 AP. Let's just do that. I only have read that before. The soldier immediately dashes in the selected direction, spending all their movement points. Does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Allows the soldier to dash through allies and enemies, but not through obstacles. And then here we want... Lore Imperium's probably good for her. I haven't been doing that. Let's do Demolition, I guess. Mend Reality. Doesn't seem like a bad idea, especially since she has things where giving buffs to allies, buff the allies, but also buffs her. The Navigator decreases veil degradation by 9 points. All allies gain 9 deflection against all warp damage and damage from psychic powers until the end of the Navigator's next turn. And she has persuasion. I think Lore Warp is also important. Let's do persuasion. It's fine. I'm not going to use her anyway, except for her quest. Yeah, probably Intimidation. The operative's next non-area attack inflicts the intimidated effect on the first target hit by the attack, and all enemies in a 5-cell radius around that target. The damage dealt by intimidated enemies is reduced by 6% until the operative's next turn. This negative effect is doubled for enemies with less than 18% armor. Works for me. And probably just tech use. Logic and tech use both work on Pascal. Air of Authority. The officer increases an ally's resolve by 4 until the end of combat. If the target is under the effect of voice of command, they will start their next turn with +1 additional action point. Yeah, not having Air of Authority this playthrough is definitely... It feels a lot different. I'm not using as many heroic abilities, and... Well, I get less action points too. And then here, probably just... Commerce? Seems like her thing. Yeah. Alright, let's check in with our high fact totem. We don't have any more extractiums. I'm not going to wait for more extractiums. So I think next episode we'll just head to Dargonus. Alright, so we Hecutor Pattern Plasma Battery. Fires 3 shots, dealing 33 damage per shot, 99 damage total. Mars Pattern Class 3 Typhoon Engine. This plasma drive provides 19 speed, along with low acceleration and braking, and significantly reduces the flagship's maneuverability. Interesting. A triple Void Shield Array provides 190 points of protection for each sector. It's a straight upgrade. Flak Ammo Arsenal. As flak shots be fired from kinetic macro cannons, the flak shot deals 22 damage to each target in a 3x3 area. Seems pretty good. Also have the reputation with these. Alright. Fair enough. Nothing new here, unfortunately. Or here. Force Field Emitter. After using Run and Gun, the wearer gains 50% cover efficiency when in cover for 1 round. Heavy Shield. Wearer gains 1 deflection and 14% parry. Alright. Pretty straightforward. And then Heavy Emergency Cutter. Each attack with this saw increases the wielder's critical hit damage by 4%. This bonus stacks and lasts until the end of combat. Won't be using that. So what I'll probably do next episode before going straight to Dargonus is going through my inventory and putting stuff in the cargo. There you go, buddy. Oh, wait a second. 35% block. 30% block. Flexion and parry. A pretty decent block chance. Nah, I'll keep it on Heinrich's. I think that's okay. Fellowship and Resolve, I'll probably give that to her. I like the +10 to all skills, actually. I think we'll keep that. He stands out in the open a lot of the time, so he doesn't really need cover efficiency. And our cover usually gets destroyed anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. I wouldn't mind replacing the bayonet knife with something. Might be a nice upgrade for... Yeah, we can replace the ice cover tequila. We can actually replace both of these. They're not very good. Increased resolve is also pretty good. He doesn't need the fellowship, but more resolve is always just a good upgrade. And temporary wounds is also good. Not dogmatic, so I think the assertion mask is still better. Yeah, let's slap that on there. Absolutely. Wait, always triggers psychic phenomena? Maybe not. Let's take a step back from that one real quick. Probably do a little better than that. Yeah, we have to go through and clean this stuff out. Nope, sorry, not that one. Keep that on there. That seems pretty good too. We don't need the camaraderie badge. We'll do that instead. Not every kills a target with a melee attack. All enemies suffer 5 mental damage. Well, I don't see anything that stands out. I think we'll just rock that for now. That's okay. Alright. So I'm going to call it here. Next time we can start making our way towards Stargonus. No, wait, we have one more thing to do. One more thing to do. Kiava Gamma. Lord Captain, a strange anomaly has been detected on Kiava Gamma. A series of orders, defined as procedure 0-C, has forced itself into the production algorithms. The servants of the Omnissiah define its execution status as most sacred, therefore follow its instructions to the letter. In just one cycle, cells were erected in all the manufactorums, connected by cogitators, or more precisely, their computing channels. This network forms a pattern similar to those applied to the digital cells of machine spirits. The 0-C procedure commands Magi with above average psi receptivity index to enter the cells. Lost my spot. Those tech priests who take their seats in the cells fall into a blissful data dream and begin to sing binaric hymns very similar to those that periodically whirred from the warp vox of Cubus Delphum. The performance of the manufactorums has dropped. Many of the machine god servants have abandoned their posts and are pleading for the privilege of fulfilling procedure 0-C. But the enforcers have taken custody of their cells and ward these volunteers away from them. What do we know about this procedure? Could it be a part of Delphum's legacy? We cannot trace the source of the signal that activated the procedure or identify its purpose. The tech presuppose the idea of studying the procedure, as it violates the sacrament. Supposedly, the minds of the Magi... You losing my spot, I apologize. Immersed in the cells are involved in some grand-scale computation. The servants of the Omnissiah have tested the planet's cogitational network 7 times with purifying algorithms of varying degrees of severity, proclaiming it clean. Perhaps my advisors have a few words to share. You said these cells need to be filled with high psi sensitivity tech priests. Sure, but why use our own servants? Just check out a few remote stations and outposts. Look for cogs who are banished as unfit. You'll find 3 times as many more suitable candidates than in the manufactorums. Psi receptivity rarely goes hand in hand with high rationality, as such tech priests often end their careers in some backwater. They are singing. It's surprising that your race was able to achieve such a harmonious form of interaction with crafted tools. My kinsmen too use psychoacoustic harmonics to guide our creations. I'm not a bone singer myself, but I might be able to tell your servants of certain principles that define the sound of the universe. I find the sacrilegious suggestion to be in breach of the Data Unity Protocol. A signal seemingly from nowhere that has the highest execution priority. A perfect weapon for capturing the planet. It should be anathematized, and I am ready to summon a cadre of competent exorcists from the Inquisition. So Adira requires profit factor. We get armor of refraction. This carapace grants the wearer +1 deflection and +10% armor if the wearer is moved during their turn. A base armor property, +2 deflection against human enemies. It's not too shabby. Irliot. Secrets of Ancient Cybersmiths. All allies deal % more energy and machine damage based off of your logic, divided by 15, of course. And Heinrich's Abolisher Procedure 0-C. All allies deal 10% more damage to machine creatures, Necrons, spoiler, and targets with the Reject the Flesh feature. Even the Omnissiah's metal spirits do not dare to force their will upon the rogue trader. Probably go with Heinrich's on this one. As an arbitrator, I should be a little more paranoid. Heinrich's. I'll be grateful to the Inquisition for the help with eliminating the procedure. Right, is that what I want to do? Seems pretty good too. Yeah, we'll stick with Heinrich's on this one. I'm familiar with the gifts of the Omnissiah, and have personally trained several specialists for the Lord Inquisitor's retinue. There will not be any problems. Execution of the poorly understood Procedure 0-C was forbidden. In their efforts to root out its directives and remove the Magi from the cells, the rogue trader's servants faced resistance, resulting in bloodshed and death. However, the Texorcists of the Inquisition who arrived on the planet tempered the anger of the Omnissiah's servants by confirming the legitimacy of the Lord Captain's actions. Sweet. And now all the planets are fully upgraded for this act. So next time we will head to Dargonus and do our Ascension. I thought there's something else I was supposed to do, but I already forgot what it was, so it must not have been important. I could have put an extractium in my home system, or my capital system. That would have made sense. We'll probably get more extractiums by that point, because it is a replenishing resource. That's alright. Either way, for now, I'm going to call it here. Next time, I think we'll go ahead and go through our inventory and clear it out. That'll make the next act much easier, unless they patch it. They may have patched it. So, there's a point in the game where you lose all of your equipment, then you have to re-equip everything. And you have to do it for your entire party. And it is, tedious, to say the least. So, I want to clean up my inventory before that happens. But either way, and it'll let me, I'll go through each piece and reassess and determine if I want to equip it on a companion, or save it for a future companion. But either way for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.